Right, Mr. Palmer here. Next video on HTML. It's basically a quick whiz through on how to create HTML pages and talking about the structure and tags, attributes, and values. Okay, so here I have the beginning of an HTML document. And if you remember from the last one, I said that the beginning tag is actually the doc type. All right, where the browser will read the doc type and pull up the appropriate DTD, which basically explains to the browser what the appropriate structure for the document is and how to interpret it. Okay, so the beginning and end tags of an HTML document are HTML/HTML. To remind you how to save it, file, save. Okay, here's the folder that I'm going to save it in. So I'm going to change the file type here to all files. Alright, and I'm going to call it whatever it is, page2.html. Okay, so remember the .html part is the extension, so the operating system knows what type of file it is and can launch the appropriate program. But just because it's been launched in an appropriate program doesn't mean actually the file might be correct. Hence the doc type at the top tells the browser how to interpret it, what version of HTML is it dealing with. Okay, so every HTML page has two parts to every page. You've got the head, so get in the habit of opening and closing the tag before you fill in the insides. Okay, otherwise you'll start making mistakes as you're coding. Okay, so there's two parts to every page. You've got the head and the body. The head is the meta information, so that's the information about what actually is in the document. So you'll have the title in it, you'll have links to style sheets, maybe external JavaScript files, descriptors of the content, keywords that can be interpreted by indexing sites and search engines, etc. Okay, so the title, random page, okay, / title, and then in the body we can basically start to add information. So I'm just going to put in a quick paragraph with some more random text. Okay, again, remember container tags, beginning, open and close them as you go along. All right, I'm going to save this, run it, launch it in a browser, and you will see that we basically get our basic page has a random page here in the title, which matches the title tag over there, and then on the body of the page we can see more random text on the page. I want to add an image. This time I'm not going to use just a tag by itself. So remember, tags describe what the element is. Okay, so this individual element is a paragraph. Okay, and the paragraph is marking up that element and saying that this one block element on the page is to be interpreted as a paragraph. So I want to have an image. Okay, I've got an image saved in my folder. I think it was called yin_yang.png, and let's close that tag off. Okay, so an image tag is not a container tag. Okay, you could do image / image like that, but very few people code like this. Because an image is all by itself, just one thing. Most people will tend to code it in XHTML anyway, and I think HTML5 does it this way too. Okay, so if I save that, and if I go back to my web browser, and let's just refresh that, and oh, didn't come up. Let's see why. Yin_yang.png. It is yin_yang.png. I wonder why that didn't come up. Oh, it's an underscore, isn't it? Not a dash. Okay, and doof. There we go. Okay, now here I've just talked about elements and tags. Okay, so what on earth am I talking about? Attributes and values. Basically, you've got the following going on. All right, for example, this is for a hyperlink. Okay, is a tag. All right. Now href is an attribute, so this is a property of that tag. So I'm saying that this anchor tag is going to point at as a hyperreference to that URI. Okay, and then another property over here is a target blank, so I want the link to open up in a blank page. That's similar to looking at this, where's it gone? There it is. Okay, this image tag. The image tag is describing that element. This is the attribute src, so the source. Okay, that's an attribute of the image, and the value that we're going to give it is yin_yang.png, and so that's the actual image that we want to pop up. So this is the value for the source, for that element. Okay, so you should actually be able to show how you should understand how tags, attributes, and values are used to create an HTML document. You should know what the basic structure of an HTML page is and how to create, save one as well. Let's find the Cam Studio.